Hey everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother. I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube, Spirit myself, on TikTok, and also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I really encourage people to read the description on the YouTube channel, Spirit teachings of growing with themselves to get a better understanding of what it is that I bring forward on my channel. Now, as people that are not new to my channel, I come in here and I talk about my everyday life and stuff because, right now there's a lot going on within the Schumann residence. There's a lot of purging and what have you. And this past week, oh my goodness, I'm ready to rip somebody's freaking head off. I can feel that it's like, you just want to pull your hand back and just boom. And I can feel that because certain people it's that part of gaslighting you because, they're okay. It's okay for them to say what they want to say, but what you have to say does not matter to them. And they say that's not narcissistic. Okay. The same type of people, they will tell you that you lie by omission. That's why we're talking today. Types of liars. I had one, he told me that because I didn't tell him that I was having intercourse with somebody in 2016 or up, that I didn't tell him what happened in that time when I said I didn't want to do it no more. And they did. He told me, well, you lied by omission. That's what we call it before and everything like that. And I was a dirty bag and I was a dirty cunt and everything like that. You're still the same way, man. You mightn't be calling me the names, but hey. So he told me that he was so angry with me because I lied by omission. But the other day, I caught him lying by omission. Because when we were out somewhere, I wanted to stop somewhere, but he said, and I knew that somebody had been texting him. Because I said, oh, somebody wants something. He said, no. But yeah. But he told me he just wanted to get home because he was tired. So that's why I omission. But it's okay for that person to lie by omission. Hey, fake father. It's okay for you to do it. When I tell people you're not familiar with my channel, I'm dealing with unclean spirits. And they're not my own. I said, I come for your demons. See, this man, I can tell when people are lying to me, whether it be direct lie or a lie by omission. Because you won't even fucking look me in the eye. You go like this. Or you try gaslighting. I don't know how many times it happens with him. People say, well, why are you still there? Why don't you give me a place to go? Like, I had a place. And I was paying less than $600 a month for a 2 bedroom years ago, and I might have been up to like 700 now. But I left it to come help his us. Because foolishly, I made a promise saying that I wasn't going to go away from him until I knew that he was okay. Well, he must be okay. He told me today that, he's going to call my caseworker. I even gave him the name. But just remember, I even told him, and then it's all going to go, it'll all end up going to court, and then I'll just tell him, like what the crimes you said about you. But they ain't gonna believe you. That's your word. But, yeah. Is that what you're always gonna say? Is that why you're like a little like you people go like this? Hey, it's your word. They say it's your word against mine. So that's like a rapist saying that's your word against mine. So there you fucker. This is a spirit to spirit. And this fucking spirit knows exactly what one I'm talking to because it's always been the same fucking one. You know, he just hates the fact that I'm gifted with being able to do this because he's too ignorant to his own. Better go hide yourself. Better go cater to everybody else because it's able to keep you from having to look at the mirror at yourself. I went We went yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty good day. We drove through. We didn't really fight. Confirmation there. And when we were going to, I don't know if we were headed to the waterfall or if we were headed to the beach because we went to two different waterfalls yesterday, but one of them we couldn't get to because it was then said no trespassing. And then we were going to the beach. Along the way, there was a museum, and I stopped and went into the museum. And it was like take it back in time, like all the stuff and what have you. And I was in there and I was going through stuff, and spirit was guiding me to certain things. One being the crib, and then what else was it? A sleigh, because I said it reminded me of Christmas Day, Christmas morning, when I seen Santa's sleigh in the sky in front of a triangular spacecraft, and there was something on a hoverboard, and the one in the sleigh was waving to me like this. So I was relating that to the sleigh, and then I started tinkering with the piano, and then we were walking by, and this woman guided me to the coat, but like the one that owned the coat, it might have been theirs, but they didn't have a significant signature to it, so there was no attachment to it. So I knew that it was up at this moment. So then I was going and feel it. It was like I was being pulled because when I was at one thing and she was showing me that, and I was looking like, no. I said, I'm being told this is not what you're looking for. Keep looking, keep going. So I kept going, and when I was getting up towards the back of the place, I felt a pull. I was being pulled. My body was freaking like, holy shit. And I started speaking in the languages. And she's like, I think I know where you're being taken to. So it was like, holy shit. And I got around the corner and I looked. I was like, fuck. And I just started. It had like, there was two Bibles, that one on the thing and one on this. It was like I knew it had to be some sort of casket. Okay, it was made out of like it looked almost wicker. And had a native native, somebody that does that. And I was getting from between that the Bible, that standing there as I got closer to it, like, oh shit. And then it just started doing it. And then I heard, get that Bible the fuck off me. Like, get that fucking Bible off me. That's what I heard. And I said it to the woman. Like, I just heard, get that fucking Bible off me. So then I was there and I was doing it, and this woman's husband came around the corner and was and he said, I looked right at him. I said, "Do you ever feel like there's an attachment, someone trying to attach to you?" And he just stood there, and then all of a sudden, I just started like angrily, and then I looked at the woman and I was like, "Whoa!" I said, "Somebody's angry here." So I was there, and, and then I explained to the woman, like, just observe, okay, because like something's trying to attach it, okay, because it's had something to do with the spirit, and like the spirit that was connected to him because it had something to do with the family. And I told her that it had something to do with the family. Okay, there's a connection there. So I was leaving, and this other woman, she was talking to me, and she was telling me about this house up the road from this place. That when she went in it, she felt very like something was following her. And she gave me the address, and I typed it on my phone. I didn't like go for it, like go to it. And she started showing me the pictures. And when as I was looking at the pictures of the house, it looked like I could see it was like somebody was laying on the couch there. And then when she showed me another room, she showed me kitchen and what have you. And I said there was a cellar there. And then she showed me a room. And at the foot of the bed, I was seeing this person sitting there. And I told her that this person sits there a lot, just at the foot of the bed, like it's like they're depressed. And then she showed me another room, and I told her that that was a baby's room because that's what I was channeling. That was a baby's room. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh shit, she hung herself. Because when I was at the crib, I got crib death. And what I never could, when I was talking to this woman, what I never realized is the Bible, okay? I'm not totally sure, but I'm getting that this man was the husband of the woman that hung herself because their child passed away. And the part of getting get that fucking Bible off me, I was getting that they were a priest or a pastor, and they things up their face because their baby died and then he lost his life. He became an alcoholic, drank himself to death. Whoa! Confirmation. So I didn't even have to be in the house, and it was she hung herself. And it's that part, I'm meant to be doing this. I'm meant to be helping these spirits move on because they become tethered and trapped. So, and when I get when I get lied to, I can feel people lying, whether it's to my face or even by omission. So anybody who's lying, they'll tell you they're not lying anyways. So they're lying again to your face because you say, "Oh, it's just a white lie." Is it, or is it just many white lies that's become one massive one, and now you don't know how to get your fucking self out of it? You want the neighborhood to hear what you have to say, but by fuck, you don't want to hear what I have to say because you'll just go around and say, "Oh, well, she's been in the psychiatric." You're fucking right, I have. And I already brought that forward because I said 4 times in less than 2 years. And they diagnosed me as unexplained. You should have called. I didn't come here to play small, but people like to try and keep me small. I have to laugh at people that think I'm so freaking dunce and stupid and don't know nothing. And when it comes to money, half the time, certain people, I just want to take the money and I just want to cram it right up their arse, even if it's a fucking credit card, and I hope it puts your ring in there. It's like someone say, "Well, you're wishing violence." No, it's like you say, like when people say they have no money, but then in less than a year they spend $100,000 and they say it's on credit. It's whose credit is more. Because shit, I have to laugh. Like, you know, I'm still trying to figure out how in 2 years my TikTok account survived. That, well, I suppose because I don't ask for money, but $3.98. And one time I did like thought that I was going to have a content page, and I changed my mind 15 days beforehand. So by accepting that, I don't know what that did there. But see, I know what my purpose in life is to do. It is, and there's certain ones that they can't accept that because I'm not the same. What I'm not the same little pushover. I'm not easily manipulated, and I get freaking angry when you try doing it. But then you gaslight me, and I'm the freaking problem. I know that a lot of people can relate to this, and I know that I know when people have their gifts, and I know when they're tapped into. Because people say, "Oh, well, you're too angry. Nobody wants to watch you." But you like what you call the orange. You like watching the drama of the orange bozo, right? Or you're throwing taco diaper pants. Under that facade, he has a kind heart and he's a fragile boy. Like, take a look at people's upbringings. Yes, they are responsible for their actions. Every damn law they make. But I don't like. I may have told white lies in my life, but I never continued to tell white lies. I couldn't even a pair of boots from Winners, $130 pair of boots plus tax. I got out to my car and realized that they took the tag thing off, but I didn't pay for it. I could have just took them home, but my heart wouldn't allow me to. My conscience wouldn't allow me. The reason why certain people are put on a waiting list longer, like they're put off and put off and put off, it's because you don't fucking stand up for yourself. Mac's husband paid half the windows. He was told that, you know, and they say they're busy and what have you, but they told him that the windows would be going in May or June. Now it's not until now he's penciled in for July 14th. But he's already paid half the windows, and he come out and you know, it's like, man, the reason why you get put so far back on the list, it's because like they know that, oh well, he'll just do it. He won't have a problem with it. People say, well, if things change. Not like that. So if I let go of people, it's not because I turned off my own humanity switch. It's I've put a wall up, a see-through wall. There's a white lie, there's a blue lie, there's a lie by omission, and I have to laugh at the ones when your eyes look at, or when you can't look at them. The ones that don't like me are the ones that don't like me. People like to say what they got to say, but then they want to shut everybody else down and then you it's, dude, maybe that Karen should have punched you in your face because maybe you deserved it. But see, it's that part of not taking your frustrations out on other people, but taking them out on the ones that really deserve it. Keep your fucking hands to yourself because that's the thing. Words are more powerful. Get the breath. It's not the people, because it's your spirit. It's the systems that you allow your spirits to live in. And I know when ones want to try to get in my head because I feel it. See, someone screaming like this off my face. Like I'm not supposed to do that. But I'll tell you right now. If you hurt me, you're hurting yourself because you hear the cries of the banshee, and they're deafening. So you look at Adam and Lilith and Eve, same version. One of strength and one of submissive. See, Adam didn't like the fact that Lilith was outspoken. He wanted someone who would be submissive, even though they may have been stronger than him, wanting them to feel to appear weak. See, Lilith had to find a bit of feminine, like the very independent, and part of that part of her need. They had to find a balance. And that's where you're going to get. That's where the equal is. It's not a muscle mass or anything like that. Equally balanced, even able to understand the similarities of one another as a masculine or feminine. But what keeps that from happening is when you lie to that other, whether it be to the other, to the masculine or to the feminine. That's where you get the rage. I know because I feel it. And when I feel the rage, it's not here. It's right here. And it's a fucking war. A war you've never heard before. Because it's a rage war. Roar. And right now we are sort of in a rage. Because every time I with my ex-husband, every time I ask him something, he gets on the defensive side. He tells me there's something wrong with my head. No, it's if you think you're being sneaky, you tell me this is my home, but it doesn't feel like my home. You include me in on well when we lay our seed when it seeds we'll lay out our seed we'll put out the rest spread the rest of the seeds in the yard and then it becomes ours. See, in our marriage there was nothing that was ours because I was never equal to him. His father made that perfectly clear. Because we had been talking about selling the house, which, you know, I was married to him, but nothing was ever mine, which is fine. Because, hey, dude, it's your fucking debt. You create it. I never go like I'm like it's that part of he would say it was mine until it come to something and then it was his. So I contacted a real estate agent because we had talked about it, and I contacted the real estate agent, and the real estate agent come. And his father told him, what right did she have to call a real estate agent? God rest his soul, but hey, talk about narcissistic. And that was already verified that he was. And my ex-husband says that he's not narcissistic because he does things for people. You do things for people, but you begrudge them of it afterwards. That is narcissism. See, don't like me for that thing, you fucker. Ugh. You watch, like, people think, like, what the fuck is this lady going through? What's your world going through? You're too busy. You're fighting with one another. And I'm sorting shit out with spirit. The spirits together. I'm that medium. I'm that child in the middle of the two adolescent fucking grown-ups. It's like shit. It's like, what did you do? Only bring your kids into the world so you could have them fucking referee you? Maybe the kid should kick both of you in the fucking shins and run off and laugh at the pair of you. Que la moto que era. It's like, no, I'm the fucking medium for your unclean spirits. People can laugh at me all they want and tell me I look ridiculous. If that's what you came in for, just leave the room. Because I got no time for you. Because I'll tell you, I'll be honest, I'd love to see you do this. Oh, wait, you wouldn't want to because you already expressed it. People come in here and you automatically think you fucking know what I'm talking about. When I say spirit to spirit, that doesn't mean that it's person to person. It may be the person in my face, but it's a spirit to spirit. And they got fucking beef with one another. Or they have loving, caring feelings because you always know when that's happening because they're smiling and their eyes are glowing. Because you have that connection. It's not just men who can be narcissistic, it's women too, because it's the ego. Doesn't want to feel for other people, but wants to feel for itself and play victim when it victimizes someone.
It's that part for those who look at me and say, I need a psychiatric unit or therapy. Have a look in the mirror at yourself. Because if you're doing that to me, I guess you're the one in need of therapy. It's like when I said before, the part where, I said that they said that when I was channeling, it was Lucifer go home to Father. Well, Lilith was Lucifer. Boy, does she have to save her father. And this is a spirit to spirit. So if anybody takes offense to that and wants to run with it, well, you might want to know what you're running with, because you might fall in your own fucking scissors. I already said my channel's a spirit to spirit. I may share my experiences with my family and stuff like that, but I see all versions of them. The same as I see all versions of myself and others. That's why I don't look at people as the person, the mask, the face that they got in front of me. I see what spirit they're dealing with today. It's like, better go run to the church for your answers. You're too fucking lazy to find them yourself. And you take that how you will. Because it takes work. It's not just a matter of saying, God, forgive me. It's a matter of doing the work to show that you've redeemed yourself to be forgiven. I told my ex-husband today I hated him. But maybe it's I hate myself for staying. Because it's easier to push people away than it is to actually face it. See, when I planted my tree 5 years ago and I said that I buried my stuff, I called it back. Because it was just like burying it all over again and not working through it. I could have just let my demons go, but they still kill back and haunt you. That's where the rage is. That's where the banshee lies. And that's why the banshee rages. Because it's pain. It's like, he's not my ex-husband. He's a totally different version of himself. And he flip-flops. And I don't want to be with someone who flip-flops. I know you'd say, well, you look like you flip-flop because, I'm not flip-flopping. I'm channeling spirit. See, I don't do things to purposely hurt people. But I know others who do because you see the expression on their face. And those are the times where I just want to drive them through the fucking wall. But Spirit says, no, we can't do that. Because it's actually a part of Spirit that wants to drive them through the fucking wall. And it's a man. It's a masculine that wants to drive him through the fucking wall. And I'm getting that it's father and son, and I can't get that away. And it's that part. One knows that it's father and son, and the other one doesn't. And that's where the rage comes from. And that was where the addictions come from. Because you got to bury it. When actuality, it's time to bring it forward. What are you afraid of? What? What others may say? It's like shit. So you're more about what others will say. But meanwhile, you're the one in constant pain and agony because you won't address the elephant in the room. That's a lie by omission. And that's a big lie by omission. Facing your fear, facing those, what is perceived to be demons. The woman there at the museum, she asked me if I into these like if I go and do these clearings, because I asked her when she said about using sage, I asked her, like, do you get people to come in and like do their clear it, like kind of find out what. Just no, do you do that? And I was like, well, I go to museums. Yeah. And it's a pretty good comedy, a comedy show too. You get the entertainment along with the information and knowledge. I just heard you like doing that stuff. I do, because I know that I'm helping where I'm supposed to be helping. Because if I'm helping the spirit world, then that's actually helping the physical world too, because everything is spirit. Right? Dori Kam. Yeah, sen unusual I number he had to. And the photo album. There was a photo album at this museum, and I knew I was guided to it because it was a very it was a wealthy looking the book that they had the photos in on like these people would have been of good wealth, and I wouldn't open it because the woman said that she hadn't opened it yet to look to see what was in it. So I wouldn't open it. Okay. So I give it to the woman to open. And in it were these wedding photos. And I couldn't help but feel like the woman, the baby, and the man were these photos. But I'm not like, but it just had a pattern and had a synchronicity to it. What bothers me is when they go and do these take people on tours to haunted places for profit. Because that's just pissing the spirits off. But I guess it gives you a show, right? See, if you're doing that type of stuff, you're there to help them heal, not to exploit them for personal gain. If you're going in and you're clearing these places, then I don't see a problem with it. But most of the time, they're not. If you speak different, like if you go on these tours and you speak forms of languages, I encourage you to start clearing the room. Not worrying about what other people think about the way you're coming off, whether you're doing energy movement and speaking, A lot of the time people watch my channel, and when they watch my channel, they hear one thing and then they stop, or they run with it and they believe or think they know what it is that I'm conveying. When most of the time you actually don't. Because if you did, things wouldn't turn out the way they do. It's like people, if I'm looked at as if like, oh, you think you're a know-it-all, because I watched this a genie. It was a movie, and she mentioned about Jesus in there, and she said about Jesus being this goody goody. Well, Jesus wasn't a goody goody. Jesus had to go through his own fucking hell to get to heaven, and then he still wasn't ready. They said like the body gari no turisikam. Ya chala enoy. And when I was telling this woman yesterday about what I was what I was hearing and getting and kind of seeing and what have you, and my body would start going through Joel. What it's leaving. It's it's shifting. You're giving it that space to be able to move forward. It's like I'm gonna. If you see spirit, okay, and you see what's going on in the world, right, and you're having these paranormal things happen to you and what have you, okay, when you're experiencing that, you're actually going through an ascension, a level up. You're actually experiencing spirit, so you're seeing it and you're bringing it forward. And when you see it, you can see it in the physical, as what you're seeing right now with regards to so-called World War III happening. The World War III is actually what you're witnessing right now. It's a spiritual war. It's all the systems coming in at you at once, and you're peeling back those layers. That's the layers, levels, Jacob's ladder, the connection heaven and earth. Or maybe I'm on my head. They say the world is upside down. So if the world is upside down, then this is the grounding. Because it means I'm on my head. I just got realize that, because I said, right, heaven and earth. Earth is it sees all. The earth has eyes everywhere, because every smidgen of blade of grass, a piece of it, it's a form of an eye. It senses. And that's what the earth's telling us. Like when you look at all the roots, going back in your roots. Family tree. Oh. A lot of people don't go back in their family tree. If you went back in your family tree and you'd see all of the similarities to how life was, the secrets that were hidden, truths untold, lies discovered. It's a sec, Rolly. No, for frick's sakes. What the hell? Just a sec, Rolly. Are you serious? This is saying that I can't. Sorry about that. I don't know how many times I tried doing that puzzle thing. I'm coming. Here. So, I'll admit, I can be an asshole and I can be a bitch. And, Mac's husband the other day called me a twat. He's called me a cunt before, too. Oh, better not use that language. They'll censor you. No. They'll try censoring you. But you're the one who's censoring yourself because you're allowing them to do it. It's not about going around and calling each other names and derogatory. And I know that, people say, well, you say names. It's to a spirit. Because that spirit likes to call me them. The woman, she asked me, like, do you, like, with narcissist? It's like, yeah. Those are the ones, like, it's like, those are the ones I think come near me so much. It's like, here, you want me to be submissive and submit. Well, first let me make you say uncle. Oh, wait. It shouldn't be either way, but hey, I used to play, I called it Dodge Rock. I'd have, like, people would throw rocks at me and I dodged them out to lunch, like, really. But that was representing the throwing of the stones. So when you look back on your own experiences in that sense, or like just anything, and you see it with what you're experiencing today, and you put the pieces together, then you're going to realize when are you going to break that pattern? Because it's the same thing, and it's every so many years, right? It's like, I'm online, so he's coming down here with the mower. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do this. You won't answer your phone because something tells me he was the one that was phoning. But he is coming along. And I know he doesn't need my praise. But I know that he and I have a long history down throughout lifetimes. So, because he just come down here and took 2-3 circles around and then went right back up the hill. So, but he's going to come back again. Oh, he's mowing the hill. I tried helping him, like, I envy him for being able to use that. Like I really look to him for that. Because, when he puts his mind to something, he's not lazy. It's just a part of him getting organized. Because he said that he didn't want to invest. Because I asked him to invest in something I'm working on. And he'd get 20% of royalties. Now, when I tried to do that, he doesn't want to do that. Which, okay, because he doesn't want to take a gamble. But he went out and bought thousands of dollars worth of equipment, gear, and stuff in order to try getting things going to start building sheds because he was taking a gamble. I'm like, just trying hard. It's that part of the matrix tries to silence you. See, he planted. He's good at gardening. Maybe you get shown some things, and he has started planting in the last year and this year, because I know that he could make this an extremely beautiful yard for himself. Like he could make this a paradise, because he said one time, and I like to see him doing it. He said about being ordained and marrying people, whether he'd still want to do that or not. And I know that everything sunk when I said marry people, because marriage right now is like really up in the up because of all the laws and everything that they have. It actually sets a marriage up for fall, because it takes the sacredness out of the marriage and creates it to be a contract, not just with each other, but with the government, as individuals and as a whole or couple. So it took that out of marriage. So, that I can see where people are hesitant of it. because that's how I seen my marriage to him. Like, I loved him. We didn't get married when we wanted to, because neither one of us were ready. But it was the system saying that if I wasn't married, then I couldn't regain custody of my son. So I did up a prenuptial agreement. I drafted it myself. We took it into the lawyer. And then we divorced. And I know I could have took half of what he had because I drafted it. And not only that, but because of the relationship. But I didn't want to do that, because he had already been run through the ringer from his first marriage because of the system. See, the reason why they do what they do especially with the legal system when they're doing it, and they have so many different terminologies, jargon that you're most people don't understand unless they understand the concept of what these contracts entail. So there's so much stuff in there that doesn't need to be in there. It's like an overkill, because everyone would be able to understand it if you put it in the terms that they understood. And it doesn't have to be big fancy stuff. That's made fancy just to make people think that they're more intelligent. I'm not being like, I'm not being rude, like, but you hear people, and then it makes you feel like you're not as intelligent because you don't use those words, because it's more for that crowd of people that understand them. But when it's your stuff, are you not supposed to be the one to understand it? Because I've read, and it's just like, holy shit, man, you got to read between the lines. And, maybe that's like with me. It's like you got to read between the lines, but, how about you go in the middle and see things for what it really is and see both sides? Because you witness the masculine and you witness the feminine. Yeah, the ego brain lies, and the feminine empath, I will say, when we're in that deep, sometimes we do whine. And that can be a man or a woman, because we both have masculine and feminine. See, okay, I do talk about, because this is, I know this is the spirit that I'm supposed to be working shit out with, okay? And I know that, it is going to get where there's going to be communication. But by fuck, when like, it's like when you sit with it and you think, like, somebody, like when they say that so-and-so is just like you, it's like, yeah, It's like, fuck, man. So that makes them just as stubborn, if not worse. It's like, holy shit, I had a dream one time that I was living with my grandfather. It's like, holy shit, man. Now I know what spirit they're showing me. Or spirits that they're showing me, because, you know, I almost swear he's both versions of my one of my great granddaddies, a sixth great granddaddy, or seventh great granddaddy, or all of them. With a little bit of the feminine there too. And then it's like the feud between these two spirits. It's like holy shit, man. Because you could, like, when I felt that today, it was like there was actual hate. I don't hate him. I want the best for him. I want him to have his retirement. But you got to get out of your own way to have it. He mows, I think it's like there's around 4 or 5 acres to mow. And right now he's doing it with a self-propelled push mower because the tractor lawnmower is in the thing. So he wants to get one of those ride-on ones, but has the big thing opposed to what have you, so it gets more ground. He thought one time about turning it into a private campground. But I think he was getting that from somebody else, because I wouldn't want him to have to go through that stress, because he wants to retire, but he won't allow himself, because he keeps himself in that fight or flight when he really needs to just stay still and see what it is that he doesn't want to see. That running away part. Because you try keeping yourself busy, and like, yeah, he said like it would be like $600 a week just to, if you had somebody come in and do it up, because it's like the size of an apartment building yard, some of them. It's a fairly big yard. So I'm proud of him. I know what he sees for this place, because I said that it's like I'm seeing it for someone else. I'm doing the work for someone else. Because, see, he's kind of saying that he wants to move, but deep down in the heart of hearts, I don't believe he does. In ways I see that, like, you know, I just see it as, you know, it's like almost like a form of a soul family. It's a part of him that he's in right now, that recognize, when you recognize people. Because I said that I no longer really, I see him, but I don't recognize him. I don't recognize his face, but the spirits recognize each other. And that's why I said it's like there's a beef there, and I'm that part of I'm in the middle, and I understand that, and it's like Torikiam. Please excuse me for one moment. Oh, I would have got it this time, Dad, but I wouldn't have been able to talk. Hello? Okay. Okay. But I'll give you a call back. I'm alive. All right. All right. Bye. So, see, I do see the stuff he does, but he doesn't give me a chance to see it. Nor appreciate it. And, maybe he would say the same about me. Do I do it often? Where he does things for me or I do things for him? Because he doesn't see really what I do for him. Not in the way that, like, I see that he helps me with my car. He gets use out of it. I help him with his stuff. I get no use out of it. Not that I'm looking to have use out of it, but it's that part of appreciating the hard stuff that I do because he cannot communicate on a phone to get anything done because he gets frustrated and pissed off. But I don't want to be doing that for someone anymore because it enables that other person from learning how to do it themselves. Because it's easier to have someone do it for you. Some will say, yep, that's because, if you do it yourself. But then you still get mad at other people. It's like, shit. Kalata porrising on na yesu kuna may saraki surway. This to them. So in this, like whether it's that spirit of mother and daughter, or be mother and son in this case, and mother and father, or brother and sister. It's like, shit, why do you keep picking on the girl? But the girl's not taking the picking. And I know sometimes the girl picks on the boy because you see that in two, like when there's more than one child, if it's a boy and a girl. Because then it doesn't matter. But it's like, yeah, like I'll pull your tongue out. It's like, here, I'll help you. Here, hold on. Let me help you with that. I used to do that with the kids because they'd stick their tongue out at me. So I like hold on to their tongue. They'd laugh. It's like if you do that to a duck or a geese or whatever, it'll grab your freaking tongue before you can get it back in your mouth. I've seen those videos. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, what would you do if it bit the end of your tongue right off? Wow. It's like when you hear certain people say about common sense and they don't even use it themselves. Because if we used common sense, everything would be a hell of a lot simpler. It wouldn't be so complex. It would just be like, but then they say, oh, well, you're not using your mind. No, if you can construct something so simple that actually does something massive, then you got to be somebody using your brain. Because you can see it. Nikola Tesla. That's what he used to do. It's like me doing this actually helps me. Because it allows me to release those same feelings that's brought forward. So it's that part of, as I'm doing my healing journey, I hope it's helping others with theirs. Because it's that part of being able to see that reflection that you can't see because you've closed yourself off to those feelings. You know, people want you to feel shame for the things you've done. Maybe they should worry about feeling their own shame for what they've done instead of worrying about somebody else. A little bit of light wrapped with a little bit of madness. They said, don't get on the asshole. Get the ass. It's like, you know, the inner child comes out when you're trying to get it to the and I it's like that inner war, that terminal is like, holy shit, man, hang on, we're going for another ride. Only it's not the fun one. It's like, yep. Get that on candid camera. No. Understand what you're seeing on the camera. It's like when you experience spirit, it's a whole other feeling. Experience. You pick up on others really quickly. Some rooms you walk into, you just want to turn around and walk right back out again. Sometimes you feel like you're being judged, but in ways it's you who's judging yourself. I didn't say all the time. I said in ways. Because it all depends on what you're reading in the room. You know, I'd love to see his health. But total healing. Because I'll tell you right now, he'd be one fuck of a handsome man. You can see he's handsome now. You just see the pain. Except he told me if I went away that, that would go away probably. But it's like I already am if, not if, I'm like, I know that I'm wherever I'm meant to be, I will be when I'm meant to be there. But if it's not helping, if I'm not able to move in a growing direction and I'm being stuck, then it's my move. And I can feel that agitation because I think a lot of it is abandonment issues. And those are big ones for people to talk about. Because I know he felt that I abandoned him. I just couldn't tolerate any more anger and saying about kicking my kid out. Because I just wanted him to find his way back to his. It's like right from the time I met him, I continued to urge him to have a relationship with his son. But what it was is he didn't want to fail his son, he said. Which, he's probably be mad at me for saying this, but all parents go through that. His son said that he would come help him, but he hasn't contacted him. At least not what he's told me. That's why I say, like, sometimes we got to be the bigger person. But it's something that you need to talk about. Because I know I'm talking to this spirit right now. See, I've asked him before because, like, I'm not, like, this isn't to shame anyone, because it's about, like, relationship therapy, because you say that they try to break people up. Okay, well, I'm not someone of breaking people up. I know I have done something stupid in my past, but it's that part of, we know how it feels. So it's like, are broken families able to be brought back together? Because is that love there for still, is that love still there for that other person, whether it be the two that are currently in the relationship or whether it be the two previous? Because I have an idea where he's supposed to be, but there's never any conversation. And how are people supposed to work through that if they don't address the elephant in the room? Do we like anger? Or is it better, to just solve whatever it is that you're so hell bent on hiding or holding in? The person might be shocked, but hey, at least you got it out. Because, as far as lying by omission, everyone does it all the time. It's like, I should ask my dad if my great grandpa looked like my grampy. Because sometimes I look at my ex-husband and he looks like my grampy on my mom's side. Because one day I was at my uncle's place, and he was there, and they were, holy shit, man, they almost look like the same person. It's like, all right, who was cheating? And there goes 3 birds just flying by. Did he see the animal today? Yeah, どれもだな。来ましたねと好きや、それからそうや。Mm-hmm. It's like it's a strange, strange world, and it's about to get stranger. It's like, yep. But you know, it's going to get stranger in a good way. See, I was at a set of elevators, and I didn't like that the keypad was on the outside of the elevator. Because if you had an emergency and you really needed to get off, you could press the next floor. That way you can't. Yep. And there weren't really any, like there were signs, but there weren't signs. I was like, what? I'm just looking out over my, he's getting windows put in. So I think the windows that he's getting put in, I hope it'll alleviate this thing here in the middle, because then you'd be able to see right out. Yeah. Oh, I don't really think. I just sit in the energy. And if something comes up, well, that's spirit telling me, okay, look at this for a minute. It's like, shit. I'm actually sort of meditating. I said, like, when you master meditation, to to just do it. Like I'm just sitting. Meditation is sitting in your own energy. It's where you're just, you don't have a thought, and you're feeling your heart. So it's the, you gotta be, holy, yeah, it's like tired all of a sudden, but not at the same time. Yes, I sleep. Yeah. Somebody just asked somebody about Lindsay Lohan. Oh, all right. Well, I would like to be able to turn this around and let you see the backyard, but I'll do a video tomorrow when it's nice out, and then you can see the work that he's put into it. I do. He won't let me use a power saw. It's like, shit. Hello? Hi. Okay, that works. Yes, it does. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. Bye. So, it's, yeah, I got like, I was talking about lies, types of lies, and no matter what the lie, in the end, it always hurts. It probably hurts more in the end than what it would have hurt if you had have just addressed it in the first place. Excuse me. I got a lot of confirmations happening. Excuse me. But that's not very ladylike. I could have belched really loud. Get out the old beer. And I'm like, holy when I drank beer, I would actually belch like a man. And oh my gosh, was that ever gross. hell. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's like maybe it was an attack. It's like so with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave, most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self. Be who you are, not who somebody says you are. You have to be. Be true and kind to yourself. Be true and kind to others, and know that you have more strength than you can comprehend at times. I may come off as a bitch and an asshole, but I mean well. Love you all.